Thanks, Tim, for the introduction, and thank you for everyone for taking the time to listen to the story. It's been an exciting week for the company this week as we re-quoted on the ASX just like yesterday, after a long-term suspension as we restructured and repivoted the business to become a established player in the health and wellness market. So next slide, please, Tim. One after that. So Wellnex Life, we're an Australian brand and distribution company with a keen focus on the health and wellness market. But what makes us a bit unique is we have a really diversified stream of revenue. There's different sections of the business that adds to the bottom line, which is de-risk the business moving forward. Next slide, please, Tim. There's no doubt the health and wellness market globally is the fastest growing market in the world. In Australia alone, the market was around $5.6 billion currently, and it's estimated to grow to about $7 billion by 2023. And one interesting fact is on a per capita basis, Australian consumers are the largest consumers of vitamin products. So, and unfortunately for us, the COVID situation that's happened here and then globally has sort of been a boom for us, because as more attention by consumers on health and wellness and in their thoughts, the more demand for health and wellness products. So it's a really good time for us, and the way we've pivoted the business moving forward. Next slide. So what this slide shows you, it is the whole health and wellness market across all categories is increasing in sales and revenue. Of course, consumers are looking for new and unique ways in consuming supplements, vitamin products, herbal and traditional products, all sorts of things. So consumers are really looking for preventative measures over traditional medicine. So it puts the company in a very strong position to take up these opportunities that exist. Next slide. What's really exciting for Wellnex is that we've come back on the ASX boards with a business that's really established in the market. We have over 15 brands in our portfolio. Some of them are wholly owned by Wellnex, including the Organic range, the Little Innocents range. But what I really want to focus on is the future brands that we're bringing to market in the first quarter of financial year 22. One of the most exciting ventures is a 50-50 joint venture with Chemist Warehouse under the Wagner Liquigesics brand, which will be Australia's first soft gel liquid analgesic range. What that sort of signifies to the market is that the credibility that we bring to the health and wellness space, where you have a major retailer like Chemist Warehouse want to partner with a company like Wellnex to launch a new brand. Now, the good thing about that brand is that Wellnex is responsible for the production and the packaging of that brand, and Chemist Warehouse is responsible for the sales and marketing of that brand. So it's really exciting. It's a low cost entry point for Wellnex, because obviously any brand company, the major expenditure is marketing, which Chemist Warehouse are doing. So we're really excited about that launch, and that's anticipated to be ready on shelf around September, October this year. But the other two products that we're bringing to market in the first quarter will be a range of iron and vitamin gummy range. It'll be Australia's first slow releasing iron gummy product on the market, and we've secured ranging for those products, and we have secured purchase orders as well. And another product that we're launching in October this year is a range of energy gummies and effervescent tablets under the Wakey Wakey brand. It's taking on no dose. It's a new and innovative way to consume an energy product. And again, that's secured ranging, and we have secured purchase orders for that product. But also, what we do and it's a substantial part of the business, is that we represent a lot of international brands to secure them distribution here in Australia, which is a good revenue generator for the business and a very good and adds to the bottom line significantly. So you look at Compeed and Simply 7 Chips, they pay us a service fee for us to represent their brand in the domestic market. So it just again shows the credibility of the company and what we've built over a period of time. Next slide. The company has been growing around 30% year on year on revenue, but we actively are looking for new growth strategies moving forward. That's going to come from increasing the brand portfolio. So we are currently working on some new brands and products to bring to market. But we can do that with real confidence because with our relationship with all the major retailers, including API, Chemist Warehouse, Coles and Woolworths, and the contacts we have in them, when we do release a product, we can almost be certain that we'll get that product ranged within one of those substantial retailers here in Australia. So again, that relationship with Chemist Warehouse and that joint venture allows us the opportunity to be innovative and develop new products, knowing that we're going to get ranging within the major retailers here in Australia. We also want to build on our established distribution channels, but also expand on them. Currently, the business generates 90% of its revenue within the domestic market. So we don't do much sales internationally. And I think we can start looking ahead and sort of tapping those international markets to significantly grow our revenue and profitability moving forward. And one thing that our model does allow us is that we're a capital light model. We don't own any infrastructure. Everything we manufacture is outsourced. So we're able to have an efficient capital management plan and also deploy resources quite innovative way so we can capture the opportunities as they exist. So we're a capital light model and we're in a very good position to take the numerous opportunities in the health and wellness space. Next slide. So it's one thing being a brand and distribution company, but you've got to have the infrastructure and the competencies within your organization to be able to take the opportunities as they exist. We have major agreements signed with all the major retailers here in Australia, including Coles, Woolworths, API, Sigma, Chemist Warehouse, and so on. We have an experienced sales team. The head of that sales team is a gentleman called Zach Bosnowski, who was the founder of Brand Solutions Australia, the business that Wellnex bought. He was the co-founder of Voost Vitamins back in 2013, and only a couple of months ago, that brand was bought by Procter & Gamble. So he's been in the game for over 30 years in the FMCG space. He's got extensive contacts, extensive experience, and he leads a very experienced sales team underneath him. So what this acquisition of Brand Solutions Australia has done, it has brought experience and knowledge within the Wellnex family to grow our current offering, but also to expand our and also take advantage of future offerings moving forward. Wellnex also has its own R&D and marketing team as well, which is really, really important. So, you know, we can be ahead of the game in trying to predict what consumers want moving forward. And that's all done in-house, which is very cost effective and also more efficient. It allows us to turn around new product development, brand development in a much more quicker way than any other company could possibly do it. We've got key manufacturers who develop our products. We've had long association with them. We have numerous exclusivities with them. So we're very well protected in the products that we're bringing to market, that no one can go and sort of copy our products, which is really important to keep our uniqueness in the market. And we have a trusted supplier relationship. Again, we've got contracts and supply agreements with all the major retailers. The joint venture with Chemist Warehouse and that relationship is growing. We have a 10-year supply agreement for our organic infant formula with Chemist Warehouse. The revenues from that supply agreement is growing around 30 to 40% year on year. So, and that's sort of born, that relationships we have with suppliers is sort of borne out by the fact that, you know, these major brands internationally, like your Compeed, your Simply 7, use our resources to get distribution within the Australia market. So it puts us in a very good, strong position. Next slide, please. Future revenue growth. We are looking at the moment in numerous opportunities, both in new product development and brand development. We're also talking to some companies in regards to further expanding our joint venture relationships. And also some exciting developments will be shortly coming in regards to some licensing agreements with some prominent international brands. And obviously the company will also look for potentially acquisitions to that strategically fit to our existing brand portfolio as well. Next slide. This is what's really exciting for me as CEO of the company is the growth in revenue. We've had about 170% growth from financial year 18 to financial year 20. Financial year 22, we're looking at revenue of in excess of $22 to $23 million. As we're developing more of our own brands, what you'll see is an increase in the gross profit, which will we anticipate to be in a cash flow positive profitability by the end of financial year 22. We have a conservative capital management plan. Again, the biggest expense for any brand or marketing company moving forward is marketing. With the relationships that we have with all the key retailers, we are able to control that marketing spend and sort of leverage off the retailers' exposure or sort of marketing they have internally to get sell-through of our product within their network. So it's exciting times for the company. I think the opportunities are endless in this space. It's about trying to find the right opportunities and taking advantage of them. So I think the future is very bright for the company moving forward. Next slide. So in summary, we have a wide range of products in market already. We want to expand those product offering moving forward. We have the distribution channels. We have the expertise internally. And the most important part of all this, it's one thing bringing a product to market, but it's ensuring that product comes off shelf and goes into consumers' basket. We have a team that calls on 2,000 grocery stores and 3,500 pharmacy stores, which ensures the consumer and the retailer are educated about our products to ensure maximum sell-through. So that's really, really important. And because we're we're playing in the health and wellness game, that is, like I said, the fastest growing market globally. And then that's evidenced by the growth of the revenue of the company over the last 3 financial years, but also the growth plans that we've got coming forward for financial year 22 and beyond. Thanks, Tim.
Thanks, George. Can you go back a couple of steps and talk about the BSA transaction, which was the acquisition of the company that got Wellnex established? Is that right? Can you give us some idea of the terms
Yeah. So we just to go back a little bit, Wellnex in its previous form was called Waddle Health, and we were we were an infant formula play trying to get out of vertical integration, and then the company sort of took a pivot and restructured its business, and then looked at the Brand Solutions Australia business back in September 2020. And what attracted us to that was its diversified revenue streams and growing revenue, both its product offerings and its contacts in the industry. So we came to a agreement in April 2021 after a long due diligence period and coming to final terms. And the acquisition was done for $4.75 million, which was $2.75 million in cash and $2 million in shares at 15 cents. And future earnouts for the next 3 financial years based on EBITDA targets that the Brand Solutions Australia business must hit. So for them to earn a performance earnout, they'd have to hit a minimum EBITDA of around $900,000 for the next 3 financial years to get an earnout moving forward.
And would you describe it as a small margin business? You're dealing with the manufacturers of the product.
Yeah.
And at the other end, you've got the distributors who always take their margin. You've got big revenue, but perhaps small margins. Can you talk to that?
Yeah, I can talk to that. So the Brand Solutions Australia business was first established as a brokering business. And obviously the margin is smaller than a normal brand and marketing business. But what you'll find, Tim, is that as we're developing more of our brands and products that are wholly owned by Wellnex, is that your margins will substantially increase. Now, we've got an average margin currently of around 20 to 25%. We're targeting around 45 to 50% for our products moving forward. And the way we do that is that, again, it's about the innovative way we are developing our products. For instance, I'll give you an example right now. You can go today and buy a packet of NoDoz, which is a caffeine-based tablet, for about $9.95 on shelf. we are producing a range, a similar product in a gummy range. That product will sit on shelf around the $29 mark because it's an innovative way, it's a new way to consume a product. So instead of taking a tablet, you'll take one gummy and it'll give you the same sort of effect as that no dose product. So, you know, as you bring more products to market, your GP is going to increase. And one thing that's helping us a lot is that, for instance, the joint venture with Chemist Warehouse, that product is being sold and marketed by Chemist Warehouse at a good margin. Obviously, they've got a vested interest because they own 50% of that brand, which will increase our margins on our side as well.